I know a lot of guys have been talking about how, oh, look, Tom Brady's wife is going to leave him and he's a quarterback. He is rich. He's good looking. He is masculine and famous and has high status. And so if a woman will leave him, then what chance do you have as a regular guy if not even Tom Brady's immune? And so I have a little bit of a different take on this. And I know some of you guys aren't going to like it. It's fine. But you can listen to what these guys are saying. And it makes sense. At a surface level, if you listen to what they're saying, it makes sense. It's a really reasonable argument to say, hey, if it could happen to these guys and you're not better than these guys and you're not going to be better than these guys, and most of us are not going to, at least definitely not in the status level, definitely not in the money level, maybe the physique level. I feel like we can compete there. But the argument is, then what's going to happen to you? So if you get married, if you're with a girl, you should expect that it happened to these guys, it's going to happen to you. Here's my take on this. Even though that seems to make sense at a surface level, I have a different message. My message is, it doesn't matter how good looking you are. It doesn't matter how high status you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have, what kind of physique that you have. If you don't know how to be a masculine man in a relationship and to actually treat a woman right and make her feel special and loved every single day, and to deal with her emotions and to be able to be the kind of guy that actually stands up for himself and has a backbone, but at the same time is very kind and caring, then it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So that's the message that I would really draw from this. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. There's definitely some people that would agree with me. I think if you talk to Deida, I haven't talked to him myself, but if you look at his book, The Way of the Superior Man, I highly recommend that book. We'll put the link in the description below here. And then actually a new book that I was introduced to, I think this is a really, really good book for a lot of you guys that you should definitely read or get the audio version of it. It is called The Masculine in Relationship by G.S. Youngblood. Really just excellent book. I'm going to highly recommend this book from now on for men. But here's the thing, guys. I don't want to make this too long, but you have to look at it and you have to realize that a lot of the guys that are seeing this, they're getting the wrong message and they're giving you the wrong message. Because I know women pretty well. Not only do I coach men and have helped men, but I have coached women as well. They've come to me for advice and I know what they're looking for. And I know, having done all the wrong things, what the right things are. I have been in a relationship that was not going well, where there was a lot of fault on my part, where I wasn't stepping up and being the man when I was younger. I've been in relationships where I have stood up and been the man, and women have said, you're the best man that I've ever met in my entire life, and had women really to the point where they are so devoted and so obsessed about me. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to be arrogant at all. I'm just saying that I have seen the spectrum, because I've been the goofy goofball, whatever, and didn't stand up for myself. I've been the domineering asshole before. And what I realized was that there is a way to be that is what I would call masculine in the relationship. And a lot of guys have very confused ideas of what masculinity is. You see guys spewing insults. You see guys acting all tough and doing these things, getting angry. And a lot of guys watch that and they're like, oh yeah, that's what masculine is. It's not taking crap from anyone. It's not about that at all. It really, when you look at what is the core masculine attribute, like the greatest expression of masculinity, when you say what really makes a man, I think we have to go back to the war heroes, and we have to look at guys who died for a cause, died for their family, died for their country, whatever it is. And again, it doesn't matter what your political views are or if you're for or against war, but you can still at least respect that someone who dies defending something that they believe in is really the embodiment of masculinity. And that comes from love. It truly does. And I know a lot of guys don't like that. They're like, oh, love, that's a mushy thing. It's a weak type of thing, but it's not true. It is really the greatest gift that you have to give as a man, and learning how to do that properly in a way that you are not bending over backwards. You're not being taken advantage of, but at the same time, you are making sure that you're taking care of people and you are stepping up and providing and being that strong rock that people can rely on. It's a challenge. Even guys like Tom Brady, they don't get a pass just because they make a lot of money, just because they have a lot of fame. So you can see this, right, in example that, yeah, so some women might stick with you just because you have money or status, but they're probably going to cheat on you. They're not going to be faithful to you. If you're not the guy that's actually fulfilling them from a relationship standpoint, that isn't a masculine man in a relationship, then they are going to check out. They're not going to stay. A lot of women will even give up the money. You know, heck, I mean, so you guys are right in the sense that, yeah, if a woman wants to take you to divorce court, the odds are stacked against you. I'm not in a disagreement with any of that stuff. But what I am saying is that a lot of guys are seeing this and they're getting the wrong message. The message you should be taking away from this is that I need to learn how to actually be a man in a relationship. And that's why I've sort of made a shift in this channel. A lot of people criticize and are like, oh yeah, John, he's gotten engaged. And now he's like, nah, anti-pickup, anti-red pill, all this stuff. I hate even saying those words, but that's not true, because even when I was out there, I still had these viewpoints. Now, I didn't strongly express them because I had more interesting things that I wanted to talk about. And I did what I was interested in at the time. So there is some truth to that. But the thing about it is to understand is that this is the more important thing. And that's what I realized. It's like I could teach guys how to pick up girls. It's not hard. It's not difficult to do. For some guys, it is. It's like just getting the courage and stuff. And it's a great accomplishment. I don't want to knock that accomplishment. And it's great and it feels good when you do that. But it's not really the hard thing to do. That's the thing that anyone can learn. And it doesn't really take a lot of emotional mastery. And you don't have to really be masculine to pick up girls. So let me put it that way. You can be a guy that just learns to go and talk to girls, and you could be attractive and you can have all those things and you can pick up girls. But what's really tough is to be this masculine man in a relationship, the guy that doesn't end up like Tom Brady and Will Smith. So that's the thing that is tough. And so that's why I've kind of made that shift, is I realized that, it's teaching men these things. There's plenty of information out there about how to get laid and how to pick up women and be more attractive to women and things like that. But there's not enough information about actually being a masculine man, stepping up and being a man in a relationship. And I think that is a really important thing. And it doesn't apply just to a relationship. If you're this kind of guy, if you understand these principles, it's going to help you with dating. It's going to help you to filter and find the right women who are going to respect that and respect you. And it's going to improve your mindset and your whole life. If you have this negative attitude and you see these things and you're like, oh yeah, that proves it. What hope do I have? For me, it's the wrong way to think about things. So anyway, I just want to make this video real quick because it came to my mind, and I feel like you're being done a really big disservice by a lot of guys that are saying this. And some guys are innocently saying this because they don't know that, like, they really think that this is the case. They just have that viewpoint. And other guys are just using this to manipulate you because they're saying, oh yeah, this is how I'm going to get my viewers. This is how I'm going to get attracted to my content, and it make them feel like they have no hope. And so they'll just keep on coming here so they can hear more of this message instead of actually going out and doing something, improving their lives. So anyway, that's it about that. Let me know what you think about this. And if you disagree with what I'm saying here, put the evidence in there. Show me. Let's talk about this. But I could tell you, working with a lot of guys, I've been coaching guys for a long time, coaching guys in relationships, coaching guys outside of relationships, in dating, in pickup, in all of the areas, in getting their life together, as well as women. And this is the truth. And when I talk to women, honestly, the women that are struggling, that need some help, they don't have any problem getting guys. They could go on dating apps and get guys for sure. That's no problem. But what they do have a problem is finding the right guy and having that guy maintain interest in them. And what they're really looking for, they're not looking to hook up, right? Because it's too easy. They might go through some kind of phase and whatever, but they're really looking for long-term relationship with the right guy. That's what most women want, to build a family. They want to have that guy that's a rock, and they've given up hope, just like many guys have given up hope for the wrong reason. So it's really important that you understand that and take the emotion out of this and objectively look at the real facts, and then change your behavior as a man so that you can be the man that is respectable. Think about who you would admire as a man, and are you being that guy right now? And having this mindset that many guys have, is that the mindset of a respectable man that you would aspire to be like? If that's not who you are, then you need to change your mindset and change what you're doing.